Hello everybody, and this is June here, and yes, I'm back with my next video, which is creative thinking. So in this video, we will be focusing on creative thinking, and I have a question for you to solve. And what is the question? The question is, can you all please describe the woodpecker's tongue for me? You must be thinking that I'm crazy. No, I'm not. And guess what? This question has not come out from my brain. This question was asked, or rather, it was written by Leonardo da Vinci. And he would have these notebooks with him, and he would write any questions that would come to his mind. He would do doodles and all sketches and observations, whatever he observed. And it is said that Leonardo da Vinci, actually ended up having 70,000 notebooks, full of these questions. And a lot of these doodles and artwork, also a lot of observations that he would observe. And this is exactly how he nurtured creativity. And that's how it became a lifestyle. Yes, you're thinking right. We need to adopt this style, the Leonardo da Vinci style. And it's not difficult, I'll tell you. Some of the teachers, in the Western countries, they have already adopted this method, and they have seen that, wow, the result is unbelievable, where the students are encouraged to keep notebooks, and they can just write any questions that comes to their minds. The result is so amazing that even a second grader student would come up with the questions like, what kind of people live in atom? How does brain work? How do you open the door with a key? Why the color of the apple is just red and green and not yellow? Can we not have a black apple? Yeah. So even the second graders would come up with these fascinating questions, and even teachers were practicing, this method, and the result was just amazing. You would not believe the kind of the imaginative power we all have within us. And on that note, I would like to share that this is what Benjamin Bloom has also mentioned in his taxonomy. Benjamin Bloom, I'm sure all of you know, all the teachers definitely know, aspiring teachers. I'm sure you're also learning about Benjamin Bloom, Benjamin Bloom's taxonomy. Well, if the taxonomy was not there, I don't know what would have happened. The taxonomy makes the life of the teacher so easy. So, in the taxonomy, he ranked creativity as one of the most difficult skills to master. You know why? Because in order to master that, one has to use all the other cognitive skills in the process, and that's why creative is at the topmost. That's the highest order of thinking. But we should not directly jump onto that order. So there are ways and means. So you can do it like step by step by step. And what happens when the students are creating something? Well, when they are creating what they have imagined, and we all know there is no wrong or right to it, they are in the driver's seat. And when you are creating, you have that amazing sense of achievement. So the question is how to bring this creativity in the classroom. So we have to bring this creativity in the classroom, and this is very important. And in order to develop your students' creativity in the classroom, what are the strategies that you need to adopt? Well, first and foremost, when we, teachers, class, immediately what comes to our mind is classroom management, right? So on that note, we have to create a very accepting and a very compassionate environment. And when I say you're creating a compassionate and accepting environment, that means in the do's and don'ts, you have to have the rules of that we all are equal here and we all belong to one another. So In order to promote creativity, you will have to first develop this in the classroom. So the first step is to build a very compassionate and accepting environment. The second, you have to acknowledge students' ideas, so encourage them to come up with the ideas and be there when they are sharing the ideas. Um, there would be students who are shy and who might not feel confident in sharing what they are thinking, but you will have to encourage them. You will have to come up with strategies where they can share the ideas. Number three, encourage independence. Okay, make them independent. Well, that's the bottom line. You have to make them independent. And give your students, when they are done with the work, give your students what we call as a feedback. However, I prefer using the term feed forward, because feedback is something you're feeding in whatever has been done, whatever is done in the past, you are feeding on that. Well, feed forward is, well, definitely you're acknowledging the task accomplished, you're appreciating it, and then you are suggesting some more ideas that it can actually better, it can increase the quality in the near future. So I prefer using the term feed forward. So give students a direct feed forward on their creativity. You must do that. Just saying that, oh, that's very good, keep it up, is not enough. You have to give them constructive, opinion on what they have just created. The next thing is that you also have to help your students know that when it is appropriate to be creative. It should not be that every now and then they are being creative. No, there is a time, and in a lesson, which part of the lesson demands creativity, where can they actually go ahead and they can be creative. You need to get them used to, or get them introduced and acquainted with the timing. That is very important. Now, after developing this in your classroom, how can you promote creativity? Well, first and foremost, you as a teacher, as a facilitator, you have to embrace the creativity as a part of your learning. It is not something outside the learning. Okay, that is within the learning. That is the final stage. Like after everything is done, after you have made them practice, and after you have assessed them, the final stage is they can create, based on what they have learned. So you have to embrace that first. When you embrace it, they embrace it automatically. And next is, think of creativity as a skill. Like you think, speaking, reading, writing. So creativity is also a skill. And the moment you start thinking that this is a skill, well, it becomes inevitable. It becomes a vital part, of your lesson plans. And, create programs in your classroom to develop these creative skills. So your lessons should have these ideas. It should have enough scope for them to build on this skill. So you need to do that, homework. You need to design it automatically. Next, let me tell you, if you want them to be really creative, creation and emotion, they go hand in hand. So you must use these emotional connections. The question is, how can we do that? Well, you can do it in various ways. You can just even based on what the activity is and what the lesson is, you can ask them how do they feel, what are they feeling at the current moment. Play music, do some musical activities, ask them to close their eyes, and ask them to experience what exactly they are feeling within their body, what's happening in their mind, what is the emotion they are experiencing in that moment. Show them any picture, tell them what is it that's coming to their mind, so which emotion they are connecting with, and after that they can go on creating something, whatever you want them to create. And yes, last but not the least, use creativity as a model. Okay, that's the main idea. So on that note, this video was more on how to develop the creativity in your classroom, and then how to promote creativity in the classroom. And in my next video, I'm going to talk about some examples, as in I would share a few examples on creativity, and more importantly, how to amalgamate the multiple intelligence and the Bloom taxonomy, in your lesson plan, where you help your learners to be creative. Because the moment you're using multiple intelligences, it is not just about assessing them or helping them to actually produce what they have learned, but through multiple intelligence, they can even create. However, the taxonomy also have to be, simultaneously at par, because it's from the lower level thinking to the highest level of thinking that you're helping your learners to achieve. I hope you find this video helpful, so please don't forget to leave your valuable comments in the comment section, and I'll see you again in my next video soon. Thank you for watching the video.